Some horror movie monsters can be defeated, outsmarted, or escaped from if you're clever enough. But these 8 supernatural entities operate by rules that make survival nearly impossible. We're talking about creatures so powerful, so persistent, and so inescapable that encountering them is essentially a death sentence with no hope of reprieve. What makes these monsters truly terrifying isn't just their ability to kill, it's their ability to make escape impossible through supernatural means that defy logic, physics, and human understanding. These entities don't just hunt you, they trap you in scenarios where running, hiding, or fighting back becomes meaningless. But here's what'll keep you watching. I'm saving the most inescapable monster for last. This ancient entity doesn't just kill its victims, it traps them in an eternal cycle of torment that continues long after death, making it literally impossible to escape even through dying. The supernatural rules governing this creature are so absolute that survival isn't just unlikely, it's theoretically impossible. Before we explore these inescapable supernatural nightmares, if you're ready to discover why these monsters represent the ultimate horror scenarios, please hit that subscribe button to support the channel. It really helps us continue analyzing the most terrifying entities in horror cinema. Monster 1, Pennywise, E.T., the ancient shape-shifting entity. Pennywise isn't just a clown, it's an ancient cosmic entity that has existed for millions of years and feeds on fear, particularly the fear of children. What makes Pennywise inescapable is its ability to manipulate reality itself, making it nearly omnipotent within its domain of Derry, Maine. The entity's power to shapeshift means it can become your worst fear at any moment, making psychological escape impossible. Pennywise doesn't just hunt you physically, it invades your mind, learns your deepest fears, and uses them against you with supernatural precision that makes resistance futile. What makes Pennywise truly inescapable is its 27-year cycle and connection to the town of Derry. The entity has woven itself into the community's fabric over centuries, making it impossible to leave and escape. Even those who flee Derry find themselves drawn back when Pennywise awakens. The creature's supernatural influence extends beyond individual victims to entire generations. Pennywise can manipulate adults to ignore or forget its presence, ensuring that children remain vulnerable and isolated. This systematic control over an entire community makes escape not just difficult, but practically impossible for anyone born in Derry. Monster 2, Freddy Krueger, A Nightmare on Elm Street, the Dream Demon. Freddy Krueger operates in the dream world, making him inescapable because everyone must sleep eventually. As a supernatural entity powered by the fear and guilt of Springwood's parents, Freddy has unlimited power within the realm of dreams and nightmares. What makes Freddy truly inescapable is that sleep is a biological necessity. You can stay awake for days, but eventually exhaustion will force you into unconsciousness, delivering you directly into Freddy's domain, where he has absolute control over reality and can kill you in ways that affect your physical body. Freddy's power grows stronger with each victim, and he can manipulate the dream world to prevent escape. He can create false awakenings where victims think they've escaped the nightmare, but are still trapped in deeper layers of dreams. This psychological maze makes it impossible to distinguish between dream and reality. The supernatural rules governing Freddy make traditional escape methods useless. You can't run from something that exists in your subconscious. You can't hide from an entity that controls the environment, and you can't fight something that can alter the laws of physics at will within the dream realm. Monster 3, The Creeper, Jeepers Creepers, the 23-Day Hunter. The Creeper is an ancient supernatural entity that awakens every 23 years for 23 days to feed on human body parts, particularly those from people who experience fear. What makes the Creeper inescapable is its supernatural tracking abilities and near invulnerability to conventional weapons. The creature can smell fear from vast distances and has supernatural senses that make hiding impossible. Once the Creeper has your scent, it will pursue you relentlessly for the entire 23-day period, using its ability to fly, superhuman strength, and regenerative powers to overcome any obstacle. What makes the Creeper truly inescapable is its intelligence and adaptability. Unlike mindless monsters, the Creeper can plan, set traps, and use psychological warfare to terrorize victims before claiming the body parts it desires. It enjoys the hunt as much as the kill, making the experience prolonged torture. The supernatural nature of the creeper's feeding cycle means that once it has targeted you, escape is only possible if you can survive for the remaining days of its active period. However, the creature's persistence, supernatural abilities, and 23-day time frame make survival statistically impossible for most victims. Monster 4. Sadako, the Ring Girl, the Ring, the Viral Curse. Sadako operates through a supernatural curse that spreads like a virus through recorded media. Once you watch the cursed videotape, you have exactly 7 days to live, and the curse will kill you regardless of where you go or what precautions you take. What makes Sadako inescapable is the systematic nature of her curse. The 7-day countdown is absolute. There are no exceptions, no safe places, and no way to negotiate or bargain with the supernatural force. The curse operates like a law of physics that cannot be broken or avoided. The only supposed method of escape, copying the tape and showing it to someone else, doesn't actually save you. It just delays your death while condemning another innocent person. This creates a moral trap where survival requires becoming complicit in murder, making true escape impossible even if you survive. Sadako's ability to manifest physically through any television or electronic screen means that in the modern world, escape is practically impossible. The curse can reach you anywhere there's technology, and her supernatural powers allow her to kill through methods that defy medical explanation. Monster 5. Kayako, Ju-on the Grudge, the Inescapable Curse. Kayako represents the ultimate inescapable supernatural threat because her curse doesn't just affect those who enter the haunted house. It follows anyone who encounters it anywhere they go. The curse spreads like a supernatural infection that cannot be cured or avoided. What makes Kayako truly inescapable is that the curse is eternal and self-perpetuating. Each person killed by the curse becomes part of it, strengthening Kayako's power and expanding her reach. This means the threat grows stronger over time rather than weaker, escaping increasingly impossible. The supernatural rules of the Ju-on curse make traditional horror survival tactics useless. You can't burn down the house, you can't perform an exorcism, and you can't fight or negotiate with Kayako. The curse exists independently of any physical location or object, making it impossible to destroy the source. Kayako's ability to appear anywhere at any time, combined with her supernatural powers and the inevitability of the curse, creates a scenario where death is not just likely, but guaranteed. The curse has no known cure, no escape clause, and no time limit, making it the most hopeless supernatural threat in horror cinema. Monster 6. Diana, Lights Out, the Darkness Dweller. Diana is a supernatural entity that can only exist in darkness, but has the power to manipulate light sources and create darkness wherever she needs it. What makes Diana inescapable is that darkness is unavoidable. Even in the brightest environments, she can create shadows and eliminate light sources. The entity's connection to depression and mental illness makes her particularly inescapable because she feeds on and amplifies negative emotions. Diana doesn't just attack physically, she attacks psychologically, making victims more vulnerable to her influence, while simultaneously making them less likely to seek help. What makes Diana truly terrifying is her ability to manipulate the environment to create darkness. She can cause power outages, break light bulbs, and even create supernatural darkness that artificial light cannot penetrate. This means that even preparation and precaution become useless against her abilities. Diana's attachment to people with depression creates a supernatural bond that cannot be easily broken. She follows her chosen victims wherever they go, and her presence actually worsens their mental health, creating a vicious cycle where escape becomes psychologically as well as physically impossible. Monster 7. Mama, the possessive maternal spirit. Mama is the ghost of a woman who died protecting children and has become obsessively attached to any child she encounters. What makes Mama inescapable is her supernatural maternal instinct, which drives her to protect children by isolating them from the living world permanently. The entity's ghostly powers include telekinesis, teleportation, and the ability to manipulate the physical world to prevent anyone from taking her children away. Mama can appear anywhere instantly and has unlimited supernatural strength when defending what she considers her family. What makes Mama truly inescapable is her twisted logic and genuine love for the children she claims. Unlike malevolent entities that can be reasoned with or distracted, Mama believes she is protecting the children, making her impossible to negotiate with or convince to let them go. The supernatural bond Mama creates with children makes escape particularly difficult because she can influence their minds and emotions. The children often become attached to Mama and resist rescue attempts, creating scenarios where saving them requires overcoming both supernatural and psychological obstacles. Monster 8. Astaroth, the Conjuring 3, the reality-manipulating demon. Astaroth is one of the highest-ranking demons in Hell's hierarchy, with the power to manipulate reality itself and orchestrate complex supernatural conspiracies that span multiple victims and locations. What makes Astaroth inescapable is its vast intelligence and ability to control events on a cosmic scale. The demon's power to manipulate reality means that escape attempts can be anticipated and countered before they're even attempted. Astaroth can alter circumstances, influence other people's actions, and create supernatural scenarios that make escape not just difficult, but literally impossible within the altered reality. What makes Astaroth truly inescapable is its patience and long-term planning abilities. Unlike impulsive monsters, this demon can orchestrate events over months or years, creating elaborate traps that victims don't even realize they're in until it's too late to escape. The supernatural hierarchy that Astaroth commands means it has access to other demons, possessed humans, and supernatural resources that can be deployed to prevent escape. This creates a scenario where victims face not just one supernatural threat, but an entire network of evil entities working in coordination to ensure their doom. The demon's ability to manipulate legal systems, social structures, and even religious institutions means that traditional sources of help become compromised or unavailable. Astaroth can turn potential allies into enemies and make rescue impossible by controlling the very systems designed to provide protection and justice. And there you have it, 8 horror movie monsters that represent the ultimate inescapable supernatural threats. From Pennywise's reality manipulation to Astaroth's cosmic conspiracy, these entities prove that some horror scenarios offer no hope of survival or escape through conventional means. What makes these monsters so terrifying isn't just their power, it's how their supernatural abilities eliminate every possible escape route. They don't just hunt you, they trap you in scenarios where running, hiding, fighting, or seeking help becomes meaningless against their otherworldly capabilities. These inescapable monsters represent horror at its most hopeless, creating scenarios where the only question isn't whether you'll survive, but how long you'll suffer before the inevitable end. They tap into our deepest fears about powerlessness and the possibility that some threats are too significant for human resistance. The lasting impact of these creatures lies in how they challenge our assumptions about survival and heroism in horror. While most monsters can be defeated through courage, intelligence, or luck, these 8 entities operate by supernatural rules that make traditional horror survival tactics completely useless. Which of these inescapable monsters terrifies you the most? Do you think any of these supernatural entities could actually be defeated? Or are they truly hopeless scenarios? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more in-depth explorations of horror's most terrifying threats. Remember, sometimes the most frightening monsters are the ones you can never escape from, no matter how hard you try.